Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In today's video lesson, we're going to be looking at grade 11 maths algebra, solving quadratic equations by using the formula, and we're going to be looking at questions from past examination papers. The first question that we're going to be looking at is from the November 2019 paper 1, and the question that involves formula will be the question that states that you must correct to 2 decimal places or leave in the simplest surd form. So we're going to be looking at question 1.1.2, solving quadratic equations by using the formula. So the first thing that you have to remember is, what is the standard form of a quadratic equation? The standard form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Therefore, in this particular equation here, you have to write it in the standard form first before you can extract the values a, b, and c. The quadratic formula is x equals to minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And you need to memorize that particular formula because that formula is given on the formula sheet only in the final examination. So the quadratic formula is very important for you to remember. Now let's go and have a look at this particular question. So we got 3x squared minus 2x equals to 4. Correct to 2 decimal places tells us that we must use the quadratic formula. Right, so we got, let's write that down. So we got 1.1.2, and let's look at the 3x squared minus 2x. So we'll write down 3x squared minus 2x. Now our first step will be to move this 4 over to the left hand side, so it will become minus 4. Minus 4 equals to 0. So therefore, as you can see now, you wrote it now in the standard form, which is, this is the standard form here. So it will be 3x squared minus 2x minus 4 equals to 0. Thereafter, your next step will be to take out the values now, a, b, and c. A is the coefficient of x squared, which is 3. B is the coefficient of x, which is minus 2, and c is the constant value, which is negative 4. Next step will be to write down the formula, which is minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The next one will be for you to substitute. So you have to be able to substitute now. Minus b, use brackets when you're substituting. Minus 2 plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. So that will be minus 2 squared minus 4. A is 3 and c is minus 4. And that's all over 2 times a is 2 times 3 there. So you'll notice that I use brackets everywhere that I was substituting. So you get 1 mark for substitution, 1 mark for writing in the standard form, and now the rest of the marks will come from your calculator work. So therefore now, because they said correct to 2 decimal places, so therefore we're going to have, remember that a quadratic equation has at most 2 roots. So let's go and work that out. So therefore, if you look at this now, you're going to say minus, and in brackets minus 2, and let's do plus first. So we plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, so that'd be minus. So in brackets, now brackets are important, minus 2 squared minus 4. My a value is there, 3, which is going to be 3, and then my c value, so there's it here. Let's just move it around a little bit so that you can see. So that'll be minus 4, okay, and 2 times 3, 2 times 3, and equals 2. So we got 1 plus root 13 over 3, and to 2 decimal places that'll be 1.54. Round to 2 decimal places, so that means you look at the third decimal place. If it's 5 or greater, then this 3 must now change to 4, which we are going to write our answer 1.54. So therefore x equals to 1.154. Remember that we're going to have another solution because we got plus there. Remember, it's plus minus, so now we're going to change a plus to minus. So we change a plus to minus, that equals to c1 minus root 13 over 3. And that's now the decimal would be minus 0.868. So once again, you look at the third decimal, it's 8. So it'll change the 6 to 7. So it's minus 0.87. So x equals to minus 0.87. Those are your both solutions there. Okay, so remember that you're going to get marks for the following. So you need to be able to look at the following. It's 4 marks here. It's 1, 2, 1 for substitution and 1 for writing in the standard form. So make sure that you have all of those steps and it is done correctly. Quickly, if I look at the work schedule, if you have to look at it now, the things that we've covered already in previous videos is we've simplified expressions using the laws of exponents. We've solved the equations where we have rational exponents and exponential equations. We've looked at adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing simple surds. We also looked at equations involving surds where we had to square both sides. We looked at this revision of factorization, quadratic equations by factorization, and now in this particular video we're looking at quadratic equations and solving by using the quadratic formula. So once again, learners, remember the steps are very, very important, and you can now practice with the previous years. For example, if you look at the November 2018 paper 1, once again, C corrected 2 decimal places. So here you'll just say A equals to 5, B equals to 2, and C equals to minus 6. And once again, you'll substitute into the quadratic formula and you'll be able to get your answer. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe to JL Maths, like my Facebook page, Justin Lazarus Mathematics. You can watch all videos in order of the work schedule on jlmaths.com. And I'll catch you in the next video.